did you make a different choice?
The bruise
for
wheels
her
are actually to
overall look
create
other than
bruises
Yeah,
in Hollywood.
that's another
that
whoops.
injury that you saw on her face on December 16th?
Not a different choice, but I remember we specifically, you know, as I know you read it before, we had a red lip that was not uncommon for her. You know, she has a signature red lip, so it's not suddenly it was, oh my gosh, she has a red lip. But I remember that day I specifically structured my makeup. There's a couple of things we do with Amber. We do a smoky eye and a nude lip or red lip. And I remember specifically thinking of my makeup about we needed to highlight there to try to not draw attention there, and the red lip was our only option to cover that red cut that was there. So that I remember very specifically thinking that we had to have a red lip, sharp brows, and construct the makeup to take away from here. So basically, I mean, it's not really nothing to you guys, but just basically a lot of highlight up here to kind of not focus on this. I remember talking about it very clearly.
I've seen the pictures. You don't need to not focus on that.
Forgive my ignorance, but what did you do to cover up the cut on the lip other than apply a red lip?
A red lip. Okay. A red lip. It is swollen. I can see it in the video on the James Corden show. So her lips was swollen. It was big on that side. You can see it. There's nothing I can do about that. But we did a really dark red lip to match that red gash, cut, whatever that was there.
Do you recall Ms. Heard being hindered as a result of the injury on her lip? And when I say hindered, I mean, did she have trouble opening her mouth widely, or, you know, did she complain about it hurting or splitting open and bleeding? Do you recall any of that?
I don't know.
You didn't have to put anything on to protect over the wound before you just slathered on a layer of red lipstick?
Just to confirm, on December 15th,
or lip gloss
2015, you don't recall
stain.
seeing any injuries, including a split lip on Amber Heard, correct?
Correct.
Do you recall having any specific conversation
Look how tired she looks.
with the hairstylist that was doing Miss Heard's hair on
Have y'all
December
discussed at length the
2015
quality difference
related to the
between
abuse
Johnny
that
Depp's legal
Ms.
team
Heard was
and Amber
describing
Heard's legal
for you?
team?
Yeah. Yes. We talked a bit about
In
it.
in snippets
What-
over the
what do
past
you
several
recall
weeks,
about that
yeah.
conversation?
I mean, you know, I think everybody was a little like,
Mainly just shitting on
oh
Elaine.
shit, okay.
Well,
I think
I watched some of the highlights from the
everybody
past
was a
couple
little,
days,
like,
and I thought
how to move
Johnny Depp's
forward
legal
with
team did a
it. I mean,
fantastic job on
but
cross-examination
we
and
talked, as I said, when
redirect.
Amber was in the chair and Adele was behind
against
her,
Amber,
and I
yeah.
was in front
Crushed
of her.
it.
I recall
Yeah, look at
Adele
the
having
avatar.
this conversation, and I recall Adele showing me the hole there.
But just to confirm, you don't know how that chunk of hair was missing
Vasquez
from
is
Ms.
Thor.
Heard's head. You don't know what caused that chunk of hair to be missing, correct?
I don't know it, correct.
You don't have any personal knowledge, I should say, as to how that chunk of hair came to be missing from her head.
But I did not witness it, correct.
Alex, may I please have you bring up Depp 9? Ms. Iglesias, you've testified previously that you see, watching the video clip, right? You see Ms. Heard's, you see the swollen lip and you see bruising.
Point it out to us. That'd be great.
I've known that face. I know that face so well. I've done it so many times. I can tell where the
But you
bruises
can't
are,
remember the
and I can tell where the
specific
swollen lip is. Correct.
concealer that you would normally use all that you've done so many times?
So, Ms. Iglesias, do you mind please identifying for me, is this, does this photograph accurately depict Ms. Heard on the James Corden show on December 16th, 2015?
Yes.
But can you describe for me where you see bruising on Ms. Heard's face?
Well, I didn't say I saw bruise, but I saw the discoloration. I can see my makeup. So I see the discoloration on the right eye, just right under. I see that little dent there. And also, I mean, this is a picture that is,
We should have the picture up.
This is not a really accurate picture. She's sideways. The light is one way.
No, it's not an accurate picture.
There's a better picture.
That's good.
that you can see.
There's other better ones.
Yep. There
somewhere.
goes all of your testimony down the drain.
Mouth, I will show you, but there's other still picture when you can see the split lip better, or the swollen lip. So I mean, I can see there's better pictures where you can see that side of her lip is swollen. This here.
And when you're pointing, just for the record, you're pointing to the right side of Miss Heard's lip.
I wish
correct?
we could see what she was
Correct.
looking at right now, though.
It's here.
Because it's the same pictures they've been showing at trial.
Sideways. There's better pictures where you can see what I feel you can see better. But
It might be the same photograph.
yeah, she's still sideways.
Miss Iglesias, this is your testimony that you believe you can see swelling on the right side of Miss Heard's lip.
Yes.
Okay.
Like you lose all the impact of the
Is he
impeachment by
bruising
not having it
or-
right there.
Concealed bruising under her eyes.
Well, I mean, I know I've concealed those bruises, so yeah, so I can see them because I know I did it, but so that's neither here or there, but yeah, I mean, I can see them just on the eyes, on the right eyes, I can see the little gash right there. And I can, all that darkness, right, I mean, I don't have the mask anymore, but all that darkness right there, that is not eyeshadow. And that is neither dark circle for not sleeping. This is part of the little, you know, the injury is showing through.
Do you see any
Now she's an expert.
discoloration or bruising on the bridge of her nose?
I do not, no, I must have done a great job there.
Do you recall anything about Miss Heard's appearance when you first encountered her in Coachella Valley?
No, I don't recall.
Notice
Did
how
you
she
notice
always
any
have dark
injuries on Miss
spots
Heard?
under her eyes?
I don't recall.
Do you recall Miss Heard discussing any abuse that she had sustained the night of her birthday on April 21st, 2016 by Mr. Depp?
Yes.
I feel like if this
What do you
depo goes
recall
on much
about
longer, she's going to sell us a
that?
latte while reciting her poetry
recall
slams.
There was a fight. There was. I don't remember. I don't exactly recall the fight. I know there was a fight and there was some problem. That's why they were late coming back to Coachella. I don't recall exactly what she told me, but there was some problem the night before. Yes.
But you don't remember seeing any injuries on Miss Heard after her birthday dinner in April of 2016, correct?
Correct.
Do you recall seeing any injuries on Miss Heard's face at that dinner on May 24th, 2016?
I don't recall.
Do you recall Miss Heard's general demeanor at the dinner on May 24th, 2016?
What I remember about that dinner is that she was and I'll tell you why I remember this clearly, because she was very distraught and she was very confused if she should file or not for divorce. And she was really sad and upset and angry and all of it. And I remember that because that night I actually physically took her phone, so she should not, so that if Johnny tried to reach out to her again, she wouldn't have a phone that night, and she would go through the divorce tomorrow, the next day. So I remember physically having her phone, and when I dropped them back at the penthouse, she said, "Keep my phone, so if you contact me, I won't know, I won't cave, and I will file for divorce tomorrow." So I went home in my house with her phone, and that's why I remember. That's why it's sticking in my mind. And then the next morning, and you can see in those texts, she said, "I need my phone." And then I had to drive to the penthouse and give her her phone back. And at the time, that day, I'm assuming she filed for divorce, and that day the whole circus started.
And you believe that Ms. Heard should go through with the divorce, correct?
Correct.
And that was based on what exactly, Ms. Iglesias?
On what she told me on her recollection of the marriage.
I think you testified earlier
Oh, God.
that Amber's practice was to wear concealer, some foundation, moisturizer, things of that nature. Do you have any recollection that Amber strayed from that and did not wear makeup during the week of May 21st, 2016?
No.
Need clearance, Cal.
do you have any recollection that week of thinking, oh my goodness, Amber Heard isn't wearing her makeup this week?
No.
So do you know whether Amber
That
Heard
means she was, right?
took any steps to reduce her swelling during this in preparation for the James Corden
Remember, we're
show?
the ones who make progress happen.
Yes, she took arnica, and we had an arnica gel. I always have arnica gel in my kit anyway, and she had arnica gel. She used arnica gel and some ice.
And what does arnica gel do with respect to swelling?
Nothing.
I use arnica gel in my kit to bring any swelling area of my client's face down.
And how does that typically work? What's your experience?
It just brings the swelling down. I mean, not drastically, but it helps the swelling a little bit.
What nonsense.
We're working here.
It is not actually a swelling relief.
Yes,
It's
Your Honor,
a-
we have another video.
Okay.
Oh.
We can for a moment. Let me
I was
just.
about to celebrate this being over.
No.
You think, how much you want to bet that she's saying that the jury's falling asleep? I don't want to play another video today.
God. The bailiff's going over to run entertainment interference. He goes over, he's like doing this. Come on, guys, step up. Let's
I
go,
can just
slugger.
Gonna start judging spare
I
mag.
can just imagine the members of the jury just being so upset that they're here for 8 weeks. They're listening to two multimillionaires fight about their problems. They can't go to work. They're upset, and they have to listen to all this petty bullshit.
Juror number 2 was visibly nodding off during Amber's direct examination. Like, if that was a direct exam of an in-person witness, I can only imagine what he's doing right now.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure you said the 3 women on the jury don't wear makeup. At least in court.
They don't look like the type of women that are going to know a lot about how to do a lot of the concealing and all that other stuff. They don't give a shit. They're of the age that they don't care.
And then you have the rest as young men who could care less about any of the makeup discussion that's going on.
Do we know how much Johnny Depp's team is going to ask in damages?
$50 million.
Is she even solvent? I mean, does she have $50 million to collect?
No, but there is such a
7,
thing as involuntary bankruptcy, and they can give me a call to help run that one.
And then
Well, also,
Amber has countersued for $100 million. Just as an
Well,
FYI.
regardless of how this case shakes out, I think from a press point of view, this has been wildly successful for Johnny Depp and his team.
Yeah.
I mean, I already see articles that some people in Hollywood are offering him roles or want to offer him roles and all that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah, we were talking about this morning. I mean, regardless of what the jury may do, and juries are unpredictable, of course, Johnny's clearly won on the substance. What really matters. I mean, even if the jury were to come out against him and say you got to pay this,
All right, your next witness.
$100 million,
We're going to
he
call
can make $100
Christy
million.
Sexton, and this is by video deposition as well. All right, that'll be the last one for the day. Okay, thank you.
And it's 10 minutes long. Please.
Now there's an hour left to court.
No.
Oh, what is this audio?
Christina Lisette Sexton.
It's like she's talking to her through a 10-foot length of PVC pipe.
For how long, Ms. Sexton, had you lived in Australia?
I've been at that address since July 2017. There was a transitionary period. I met my
It's
husband.
like a transatlantic phone call from the 1930s.
So 16 and 17 decisions on which country we were going to move to and such. So I did not establish residency here until July, and then began all my paperwork subsequently when we were married in October of 2017.
So I take it from your last answer, Ms. Sexton, that Australia was the lucky winner for which country you and your husband would choose to live
Not
in.
on my watch.
Yes, indeed.
And do you currently
You just
have
picked the
a
place that was furthest away from Amber Heard.
Right now,
Antarctica was unavailable.
Yes, I'm an acting coach.
when was it, to the best of your recollection, that she took a class that you were a TA?
I believe it was sometime in 2009.
Don't be calling
For
her
how
enforcers.
long?
Isn't it true
Did you
that this phone
remain
call is being
Amber
routed
Heard's
through 18
primary
different
or
freighters
exclusive
across the
actor?
Atlantic?
I don't know about exclusives.
I like the chat comments. They got it. They nailed it. This is like a fast food speaker.
The last time.
Would you like a shake with that?
Together,
Ma'am, this is a Wendy's.
2017. I don't know about exclusive. We don't have any sort of exclusivity contract.
Like, would you like to supersize that? Can you see me?
The last time we worked on a project together would be Aquaman, so 2017.
Okay, so the first movie, or the first TV series, I should say, that you recall working on as an acting coach with Amber Heard was the Playboy
I think we
Club.
have something on that case.
Yeah, listed there at 22.
Is there any reason your coaching didn't help?
Yes.
I take it from what
This is
you
a bad
just
resume
described,
list for
although
her.
the frequency varies.
What do I do?
What
don't I do?
Say, is it not?
Don't
that you
mind
saw
if I do.
Ms. Heard many, many, many times during the period between
Courtroom.
2010 and 2017.
Oh,
It's like an acting coach and relationship advisor.
Ms. Heard during this 7-year period
Don't mind me.
more than 100 times.
Easily.
It's actually quick lube and acting classes, so while your oil's getting changed.
Absolutely, yes.
Another 100. Same answer for 300.
Yeah. As I said, when I would see her, it would be multiple times a week in preparation for a project.
When's the last time
Do you realize that you're talking about testifying and seeing her for over a year
as her primary
of
acting
days?
Mid 2017.
People just nuked Liz Mars's socials for Instagram. She just made it private, and all of her other socials private.
She was really focused on moving to the next level of her career, and really stretching herself as an actor. Which is why she started coaching so much at that time, and initially even went to book classes. So she was really driven to do a lot of work, and kind of mine out everything that we could from the text, and go over things a lot. So she was very driven as an actor
It sounds like she was a real prodigy.
to get to the next phase of her career.
Why didn't she make it?
One, refresh your recollection as to when that took place. That's the IMDb page.
Yes, it was either 2011 or 2012. If it's saying that it came out in 2011, then the premiere would have been in 2011. So yeah.
When was the next time you recall seeing Johnny or Mr. Depp?
You dare oppose Noxus?
I would say sometime in the middle of the following year.
Involve me.
So sometime in the middle of 2012, you think?
Yeah.
And where was that?
Man, I love this board.
At her house on Orange. I remember seeing him play a bit. In the early period.
Again, I'm focused on the early period.
Witness.
Did you have occasion to run into Mr.
Man,
Depp
I'm good.
at your coaching sessions with Amber later when she moved into Sweetser Avenue and then at the penthouse in downtown Los Angeles?
Yes, I did see him often at both Sweetser and.
I'm waiting for like a police transmission to step on this broadcast.
Oh, great.
I'm waiting for her like parole officer to come and tell her time's up.
In Mr. Depp's behavior.
Yeah.
Again, we have someone in the deposition who dressed for the background. It's like there's a head and arms floating here.
He was like figuratively and literally, he would sit in dark rooms.
So I got a new one.
The art overall changed. Like everything got much darker in the houses with like heavy.
Oh, good. This is good dramatics.
I don't know what the art form would
Okay.
be. Dark, but it's just like literally lighting would go down and big curtains would be everywhere, and he became much less talkative as time went on. I would see less and less of him personally. I would hear him in the house, but I would see less and less of him interaction-wise. And when I did,
I love it.
he wasn't very happy.
Treasure's just a bonus.
What would you hear him say on those occasions when you could hear him but not see him?
At different points in time, I heard different things.
One time it was
Sometimes it would just be him milling around the house. Sometimes it would be him having conversations with his team, bodyguards and stuff, or his friends that were over making music at the Sweetser location. Sometimes it was him and Amber fighting. Like, I was in his home, so I heard him quite a bit.
Nuh-uh.
You said a couple of answers ago that from time to time you would hear Mr. Depp and Ms. Hurd fighting.
It's the Charlie Brown school teacher.
Again, keeping in mind that it's a long time ago, can you describe what you heard?
I would say I would just hear a lot of him yelling. His voice would carry through kind of the halls of the house. And then, like, I remember one time in specific that I could hear Amber was trying to get out of the room, and then the door shut again, and then I could just hear muffled yelling on his part.
At the beginning of their relationship, once Ms. Hurd has revealed to you that they were in fact in a relationship, did she talk to you about Mr. Depp's struggles with drugs and alcohol?
In the early parts of their relationship, she had said that he was sober. She was trying to support him in his sobriety. And then subsequently throughout the relationship, we would talk about his breaks in sobriety.
Based on your work as Ms. Hurd's acting coach, primary acting coach, is your understanding that Mr. Depp had opinions about what role Ms. Hurd should take?
Mr. Depp have opinions about the quality of your advice?
Johnny say, why would you want to do that kind of role? My woman isn't going to play that kind of role. Stuff like that. I heard a few times from him over the course of time.
What a monster.
Saying that hearing Mr. Depp say he didn't want his woman playing a role.
There's more exciting than an unsolved mystery.
Do you ever hear him use any other language like that?
Nice.
About
Didn't want her to be a whore.
Her was being offered. To focus you in.
I mean, why play what you are in real life?
This section, I'm talking about the period when Amber
Gets stretched out a lot.
This is progress.
until you stopped being her acting coach in 2017. And I'm focusing in on what you recall hearing from Mr. Depp about what roles he thought Ms. Hurd should play.
As I said, he would be sitting. Initially, when she lived in the Orange location, sometimes he would be nearby. It was a fairly small house, and he would be nearby and kind of earshot. So there were times that he was kind of just disparaging. That's a shitty role. Why would you do that? That kind of thing. But he wasn't super negative then. Later on, as it went on, he was very vocal about the negative terms. Like I said, he called it
No one ever suggested to this acting coach she should act out being on a diet?
Show them our teeth. All sorts of things like that. Generally pretty negative if it was something he didn't want her to do.
Did the number of roles that Ms. Hurd auditioned
I don't know. I might take Johnny Depp's advice on what roles to take. Honestly,
during the time that she was involved with Mr. Depp?
Yes, it did. It was decreasing as it went, and there would be stretches of time where she wasn't